Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we make a custom 5211 rubber stamp. Do you know which stamp at CNCKing.com we make the most when it comes to self-inking? It's the 5212 by Trodat, which is a huge mega self-inking stamp. The second most popular is, just happens to be the second smaller size, which is the 5211, which is this one here. It's a little bit smaller, but it has all the benefits of the larger stamp, meaning a really large surface area, as you can see here, and metal construction, which really helps for stability, and it's really solid. So you can go down on this thing pretty hard all day, every day, and you're not going to damage it. Now, of course, if you want to go bigger than even the 5212, we also make custom rubber stamps that be as large as the machine you see behind me here. So we've done that as well for wallpaper manufacturers, for instance. So let's take a look at a laser producing the rubber stamp that you see at the bottom of this 5211. Something to keep in mind is when I'm doing laser engraving, I'm doing it on different materials. In this case here, it's rubber, but it could have been wood, it could have been steel, it could have been anything. You have to keep in mind it's basically the same process no matter what the material is. So in this case here, we're doing rubber, and it's for the rubber stamp, of course. So we're going to a certain speed and a certain power setting. If we're doing a harder material, we'd go slower with more power, or you could go faster and do multiple passes if you need to, depending on what you want to achieve. When it comes to this rubber, this is Trodat rubber. It laser engraves wonderfully. I wish everything could engrave this cleanly. Now, this rubber is also very consistent, which is why it can produce such a nice result. It's a bit like MDF. MDF is a fibrous board and it's very consistent, unlike hardwood or softwoods. There's no knots or anything like that. So whenever we're doing stamps like this here, we actually use Trodat rubber because we found that's the best stuff to use. And because of its consistency, we produce a really nice result when the customer does the stamping. Now, if you notice here, I'm actually engraving the stamp, then I'll cut it out. That could be any size, any shape that you want. And what that means is if you want this to be a rectangle, a square, a circle, whatever, it doesn't really matter. The machine can do it just as easily. Now, it always looks kind of messy whenever you do it, and you can see a lot of smoke. And what that is actually the rubber being vaporized. So because I'm doing one at a time here, they can all be the same stamps or all different stamps. But again, the process is always the same. Lots of smoke, but that's cleaned right up when the final process is done. So the most common question I get from customers is, why would I want a self-inking versus non-self-inking stamp? You think automatically, well, self-inking is so much more efficient because basically I've taken it out, of course, from here just because I'm about to ship this. But normally you'd have an ink pad going in here, and it's so efficient just to go down like this on your paper and do your inking. Now, traditional stamp, you have to open the pad up and go back and forth. And through almost a decade that I've been making these custom rubber stamps, the only reason to go with a traditional self-inking stamp is because you want something that's in a size that's not available as a self-inking stamp. That's the straight up answer. So we've done self-inking stamps, or we've done non-self-inking stamps that were like huge ovals, rounds, all these kind of things. And they don't even fit on the 5212, which is the largest mega self-inking stamp in the world. So in that case there's no other choice but to go with that. Or sometimes customers want to go with odd shapes. So they want a triangular stamp, or they want something that's, you know, sort of artsy. I can't describe it any other way. And for that, well, of course, self-inking just doesn't work because it doesn't fit within, you know, the inside here. You have to remember with self-inking stamps, the limitation is the pad that you see here, which corresponds with the ink pad in the top there. If you don't go with self-inking, well then sky's the limit. We could do them in any spec you want. Another odd reason is sometimes we actually make wooden stamps. Wooden stamps, well, there's no self-inking way to make those. So basically all you do is you have a traditional stamp that's all made out of wood. Even the rubber part, you know, that's actually wood too, and you use that. So if you're looking for custom stamps, self-inking or otherwise, or any other material, contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll make it for you and ship it right to your door.